Hello students, good morning. And today we are going to start with the mechanism of breathing. So you must be familiar with that what is the mechanism of breathing, as I have told you in the last lecture that its mechanism involves the two type of processes. First is said to be the inhalation and second is said to be the exhalation. Inhalation is the process in which the air which is rich in oxygen is taken up into the lungs. So that is called inhalation. And the exhalation is the process in which carbon dioxide rich air is given out of the lungs. So we can say that in inhalation, as you know, our chest expands. Here it is shown that our chest expands to increase the volume of the thoracic cavity. Via increasing volume, the thoracic cavity becomes acceptable for new kind of oxygen. Here, there is the shrinkage or contraction of the chest observed, which result in shortening of the thoracic cavity and which is responsible for moving out the carbon dioxide. As it is shown here, when the chest expands, there is contraction of muscle of the diaphragm. So, during inhalation, the chest expands to increase the thoracic volume and the diaphragm contracts because diaphragm contraction is necessary for the expansion of chest. And here, just reverse of that of inhalation, the chest contract to decrease the volume of the thoracic cavity to exhale CO2, which results in the contraction of the diaphragm. So, next is the breathing rate. Breathing rate is nothing. It is the number of times a person breathes in a minute. It means it is equal to the number of breath which we take during 1 minute. For example, as you know, one breath comprises of one inhalation and one exhalation. So, if we count the inhalation and exhalation, then divide the sum of those inhalation and exhalation by 2, then you will be capable to calculate the number of breaths. So the average value of the breathing rate in any adult human is about 12 to 16 per minute. But this breathing rate is not constant. It is variable depending upon the metabolic activities of the person. If the metabolic rate is high, the breathe rate is very high. It can reach up to 40 times per minute. For example, when we do the vigorous exercise, metabolic activities like jogging, playing, and exercising, any kind of physical activity, at that time the breathing rate increases to fulfill the increasing demands of oxygen of the body. And when these demands are fulfilled, the breathing rate it drops to minimum. And as you know, your metabolic rates are at minimum when you are in sleep, because when you are in sleep, all other metabolic activities which are not necessary get blocked or get assumed. With those stoppage of those kind of metabolic activities and the reduced demand of the energy via the body results in decreased breathing rate of the body. So here we have done the mechanism of breathing and the breathing rate. So you must do the activity given on page number 128. So read this once and I hope you will well explain or well understood this, because it's not too tough. It is kind of the experiment which can be undergone by the children. So do it once. If you have any problem, then you can ask. Next is the exchange of gases in alveoli. As I have told you yesterday, in the previous lecture, that the alveoli are the site of exchange of gases. It means the alveoli are enclosed by rich blood supply, and it is the site where the oxygen is exchanged with the blood, and that oxygenated blood from lungs is transferred to the heart in the left ventricle. From the heart, that oxygenated blood is transferred to the rest of the body. Similarly, the deoxygenated blood again enters the lung at the level of alveoli. The carbon dioxide is absorbed by the alveoli and oxygen is transferred to the blood. That absorbed carbon dioxide is exhaled out of the alveoli, followed by the path just reverse of the respiratory tract. Means the gas, the carbon dioxide moves from alveolar sac to the bronchiole, then to the bronchus, and ultimately the trachea, and moves out of the nasal cavity. So, the movement of the gas, that is oxygen and carbon dioxide, occurs from the high concentration to low. So, the movement of particles from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration is called diffusion. So, in our lungs, the concentration of oxygen is high, so we inhale oxygen. While in our tissue, the concentration of carbon dioxide is high, so we exhale CO2. So, this is the best diagram to represent the exchange of gases in alveoli. As it is shown here, on the left side, it is represented as alveolar wall, and on the right extreme, it is expressed as the capillary wall, means blood vessel. Half of the capillary wall is deoxygenated and other is oxygenated. Oxygenated means rich in oxygen, deoxygenated means deficient in oxygen. As the in the upper region, the amount of carbon dioxide is high, so the carbon dioxide moves from blood to the alveoli so that it can be exhaled. And as you know, the here the amount of oxygen is high, so the oxygen moves from the alveoli, from nose to alveoli, and ultimately into the blood, and the blood get oxygenated. Here, the deoxygenated blood get converted into the oxygenated one, and this is the best mechanism to explain the exchange of gases. So next is internal and the cellular respiration. So you must be very familiar with that respiration is not only external, that it is not only inhalation and exhalation. The inhalation and exhalation actually is breathing. If that exchange of oxygen occur inside the body or inside the tissues, then it is said to be the internal or cellular respiration. So the oxygen enters the blood in the capillaries from the alveoli, that it binds with the oxygen. The binding of the oxygen with the hemoglobin is known as the formation of the oxyhemoglobin. And this compound is observed in all of your RBC because hemoglobin is found only inside the RBCs. Here it is shown that glucose binds with the oxygen, which is carried out by the oxyhemoglobin. This oxygenated hemoglobin is responsible for breakdown of glucose into the carbon dioxide and water. When this glucose it binds with the oxygen, and if you know, this is just reverse of that of the photosynthesis. So the carbon dioxide released here is exhaled out of the body. So this is the internal type of respiration. It occurs at the level of cell. So in next lecture we will deal other type of respiratory organ, and then and the next point here to notice is, please do the questions yourself as we done the chapter. Means if you have done the first topic, then try to attempt the question related to the first topic and further onwards. Thank you.